Good morning, everyone. Well, that's one hell of a gap. Tell you, man. Trump is moving things around, and news is just, I guess, playing havoc. Not guess it does, especially unexpected news that can move things so abruptly, like this Bitcoin. You know, odds are it was going to stabilize down here. It's like, you always wonder. I always wonder. Um, Government numbers that come out and unexpectedly over the years. Someone looking at a chart to time these things at the most opportune moment. Uh, like Bitcoin getting down here to this unfilled gap, a whole number of 80,000, and then they come out. He comes out with this news about U.S. becoming, I don't know exactly what it said, something to do with crypto, of course, in a major way. And here it is gapping up into a significant resistance area. So we'll see where it goes from here. But this move lower, um, for the moment, appears to be over. We'll see what it does. Markets had a big turnaround on Friday, where they came down to that support level, uh, and I thought they'd get down to the 200 there. And look, this waterfall decline was extended. I doubt it's over. Uh, just by the way that this came down so sharply, that's like the beginning of the move. It's only in a trading range on the weekly chart, so just a lot of more whippy price action running in place now in a very wide range. Resistance is up here. The moving average is converging. 50's up there, and a little bit above, but we always say moving averages are subjective. And looking to the left here, you can see S&Ps are stalled right there at those pivots, all clustered in the same area, and a whole number on the future. So we'll see what they do uh, when they chop around here. There's news today. I guess it's already out, or tomorrow. Let me just check that again. Countries here. I think ISM is tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Oh, that was 10 o'clock today, ISM. So look, these economic reports have been a big deal. Well, I guess they've always been a big deal, but even more so over the last year or so. And just based on it's going to be coming maybe even more volatile, possibly just how the 10-year has dropped down here. Major support is down here. So these interest rates going down. This is something, again, Trump said, interest rates have to come down. Well, why do they have to come down? Well, the government borrows money. If they can borrow money at a lower interest rate, that's a good thing. Uh, People borrow money for homes, whatever else they borrow money for. And so the downside of that is the inflation concerns. And so lower interest rates stimulate the economy. And so we'll see how low they go. Major support is right down there. They were up a little bit more, and now they're pulling back again. Uh, so trending down toward this area, and we'll see what happens when and if they get there. So far, it looks like they are. A few weeks ago, we talked about the measured move to the downside that could occur after this rejection, this topping tail. Um, so interest rates continue to move down, pluses and minuses for that. Here, the other thing that pluses and minuses, crude oil, coming down, coming down, coming down, and stabilizing. And so just kind of flip flopping around here for now. Um, we'll just see what it does. Something comes down a whole bunch, and let's see, better number, but you can see there. A little hard to see. Edit that. And is it this one? Yeah. Was 15% down. That is a lot in a relatively short time. So stabilizing there. Um, all right, other markets. You see the Dow had that big turnaround. It was kind of kind of crazy how things made a new low and just kind of hung around there. And then look, I speculate, of course, as to whether buying, short covering, but as things began to grind higher, all of a sudden it was like, oh my gosh, we're not supposed to do that, after this breaking down, and then it just ripped to the upside. So look, damage has been done. Sellers are waiting up here, and we'll see how far this gets in the next day or so. We'll see what happens at 10 o'clock with those ISM numbers and the rest of the week. And there's more on Wednesday, a lot on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah. All right. NASDAQ, that got hit even harder, greater than 100% retracement. We talked about that last week, about that concept. So that's bouncing up here after getting clobbered. Um, Again, just big giant trading range for the moment. Again, resistance up here. And so looking at this versus the S&Ps as far as potential short-term in day trading opportunities, this would be better. There's historically things that come down the hardest tend to be better short-term opportunities for scalping. They create the bigger voids between support and resistance. The Russell got killed. So look, damage is done everywhere. Um, so it's not over. And when I say it's not over, it doesn't mean it has to go down a whole lot more, but it takes time to go sideways and rebuild confidence. Just because things are up a day or two or three doesn't change, what happened prior to that. So, this greater than 100% retracement. This now, we look at retracements and all concepts and all time frames. This holding here and now moving up 100% retracement up into resistance. So our factory work, which we'll be talking about in MT Live this week. And this is, look, call it a trading plan, call it factory work. It's a routine. And let me just get the link for that. It's a routine. And I like to call it a thought building process. And let me just drop this link here. And because as technical traders, the things that we look at on our screen create thoughts. So unless you control them, you're going to be all over the place. So 100% retracement is positive within that time frame. Now, it could either break out, it could go all the way back down again, or it can go sideways. The concept of absorbing supply, or just call it bullish price action. Right? This is supply. Demand and came up here. Will the demand continue and either break it out or falter and go down or go sideways here? And then at that point, well, sideways, we assume sideways results in a move up after 100% retracement. But sideways could result in a move back down. So sideways is uncertainty. Right? But we put that uncertainty in the context of what preceded it and what's to the left. And then we wait. So as far as this goes, looking at this chart, you're waiting. You're sitting on your hands. You're watching this or moving on to something else. Okay. All right. Bonds are up at resistance. So it's stalled here. You can see the potential for a little breakout bar failure. So as far as interest rates go, they're kind of okay. 100% retracement. This whippy price action, head and shoulders bottom we talked about with the arrow. If you remember back here, past reviews where we looked at this, and it started and it whipped back down and then it came back up again. So now it's here and same story. What is it going to do at the supply area? Well, right now it's faltering. Does it go sideways? Does it break out? Does it go back down? I don't know. Right? But I know it's at a point where the long opportunity that was here for the moment is over. And so either take your money or raise the stop, sell half, if you were in it. That's the thought process. See what it's going to do. You see the 65-minute charts kind of forming a head and shoulders. So um, this is, the unknown. What is it going to do here? If you have a big macro belief that interest rates will continue to go down, I suppose you just sit on it and whatever, the things that you do after things get extended toward resistance. If there was I guess a stock, if there's options on this, maybe there are. I never traded options on a futures contract for bonds, but you'd consider selling a covered call. There's lots of vehicles to utilize based on what you think is possible. All right, let's move on here. Gold is up a little bit. It pulled back, broke the uptrend on this time frame, big weekly bar, and the dollar has begun to move up a little bit. We can take a look at that. So that has an effect. So the dollar has been grinding lower. This was a dividend. Right? They don't adjust this, unfortunately, but you can put this together and you see the dollar's been pulling back, helped gold, and now, well, the dollar's actually down here this morning, gapping down, so gold is up, but this is coming off of the low. So this is just chopping around here in a moment. We looked at crude oil, silver, just been a whippy mess for a long time. The theme with interest rates moving down and oil moving down, those are bearish things related to the economy. And if the economy weakens, and if you see the transports break down below these lows here, and interest rates move lower, if they're not saying it already, they will be talking about recession. And that won't be good for the markets. And let's just look at the cues. Yes, so they came down a major support. They're rattled around here. We'll see what they do. They're gapping up, pretty good amount up into some resistance here. We'll just have to see how this is going to play out. And spiders, gapping up into those pivots there. And well, this is how things began to, I used the word creep higher in the letter over the weekend, since they broke the low. And so up here is when we get at 3 pivots. This is, one of the things as far as intraday trading, and it'll work on daily charts, but as a rule, something's going up, it's strong. By the time it forms 3 pivots, the assumption is it's tried hard enough to get through there, and it can't. Supply is increasing, right? So there's the downside. So something like this is worth taking note of to say, hey, is it time to do a call spread in a situation like that? And it is. So greater than 100% retracement. And it just, okay, at that point, it was like, oh, it's just going to rattle around Friday, into the close. And it starts creeping up. And it clears the high of the day. And it's like, if you're short, it's like, oh, crap. Right. And it, just ripped to the upside, forming this big bar. So for me, it raises the question, you know, I ain't going to use, is it real? And I mean, of course it's real, but is it a significant turn? Well, from one day to the next, yes. In the context of, oh, this moved down, no.
Yeah, Greg, I lost audio.
I'm sorry, hold on.
Thought you might have been done.
No, I gotta update this. That's interesting. It moved. That doesn't make. Hold on. I picked the wrong one. Hold on. 6045. I'm gonna say that didn't make sense to move down there. All right, up above the 20 MA. I like that. And wow. All right, down at the bottom of the bar. Either one of these should be fine. All right, this is up here. There's certainly the downside. Well, you got that number at 10 o'clock, so probably best to wait till after 10 o'clock. All yours, Dan.
Good morning. Yeah, I actually snuck out 20 minutes early on Friday. And so I came back and saw that rally. Like, man, oh man, what happened here? I did not predict that. And and I was telling Greg, I was doing the letters. I said I have so many bullish setups here that again, even though I have no interest in trading the broader markets, as long as they're bullish to neutral, that supports entering are compelling patterns, which I have a bunch of them here. I have all kinds of alarms going off. So let's go through those. But yeah, end of day rally, gap up to resistance. It's like, man, you're ruining my game plan. So I'm not going to be in a rush. And I'll be going through the new ideas, looking for pullbacks, of course. But let me go through some of these alarms. Microchip. Look, look, that even though semis were weak, look at this beautiful bottoming pattern. And now the stupid gap is messing up my trade. Look, we've done 7 years of MT lives. This is right out of a bottoming pattern. All these declining MAs, breakdown failure, huge retracement, buy setup, 50% retracement, converging 2050, 180 reversal, price void. You see all my rambling? So I said, despite the weak SMHs, that was a total I had as a directional and um and put spread, but there you have it, stupid gaps. And that's not it. The CME, look, even with the market, bouncing a trading range. Look at this as a closing breakout. CME, bullish weekly monthly. ETR. Yeah, these are all alarms going off. Here's a buy setup, gapped up, 3 bullish bars. So I call that a continuation breakout. GoDaddy, Climo, 3 bullish sideways bars. Why am I not seeing prints here? Spiders, yeah, so they're just not, there's not much volume, but my alarms went off. But that's a beautiful multi-bar turn with a void. So it's a no-brainer, you know. Vis-a-vis the broader markets. Burger King, BK, sloppier. I'm kidding. I know it's Bank of New York, but to me, it's Burger King. It's just consolidating at the 20. Banks are strong, bullish weekly, monthly. Well, that looks good. Let's see what Roll has here for me. WKC. Yeah. You got an igniting gap and a buy setup and a 1, 2, 3 weekly. Sure. Yeah, I like it. World Connect. Nice little ring to it. Awesome. There, I don't need these two here. I'll put that here. All right, back to my alarms. EIX. Bottoming pattern. Closing wide range breakout on increasing volume, price void. I forget if I gave this one official or if it's my own alarm. Let me look real quick. We have very light inventory. We're flat in the weekly. And we only have 5 opens on the advisory letter. All right, EIX. Okay, this one, the alarm was over the closing price. So that's why it's not a big gap. Because I just said over closing price, we'll sell it out of the money $50 put. Obviously, we'll have to see what the premium is. PCT. There you go. Another igniting gap. Buy setup 180 reversal. Climo. Just, vanilla Climo. I shorted the naked 83s, I think. But I gave it as a put spread over this pivot over here, which is why I see right there the alarm went off. Hopefully these will retrace in the next 5 minutes and be clean triggers instead of gapping over the entry. Apple, Climo, that tail is not real. We look on a smaller time frame, but still, greater than 100%. And so Greg, I know you did a greater than 100% article chart of the week a week ago. This is a perfect example. And I already gave you 1 or 2 other examples on bottoming patterns, but buying 50% pullback and reversals after greater than 100. Look, that's greater than 100. So without a continuation pattern, you don't buy it. You wait for the setup right here.
And I still question that bottoming tail, Dan. I asked you about it and I looked at Yahoo and it showed it, but you look at a 2-minute chart and it's like this big spike.
Yeah, I'd say 2-minute chart prevails then. Roots. So the problem is what I just said, David. It's bullish. It's bullish daily, weekly, monthly, but it's 100% retracement at resistance. So could you buy a half lot trading the bigger time frames with a stop under Thursday? Yes. But for me, and that's what Greg said, trading plan, routine, etc. You got to pick the patterns you like. I wouldn't touch this unless it went sideways for 1 to 2 to 3 bars. But I do like the weekly, monthly a lot. So you see, that's the concept of multiple time frames are not in alignment. ERJ. There's a 1, 2, 3. Gapping up. Yeah, that thing's a beast. This was earnings. It was on our gap list on Thursday. Too bad. We, weren't. You actually, in retrospect now, retrospect, that would have been a fantastic 30-minute high. 30-minute high gave you a 123, had an igniting breakout daily, rising 20, 5,200, bullish weekly, monthly. Look fantastic. So you see, you can tell on my tone, there's a lot of these I've been showing you are great setups, even though I have zero interest in swing trade in the broader market right now. All right, net. No, that's it failed this little buy setup, but because of this fluid move down, support, uptrend, bullish weekly, these are still worth watching to see how this new low reversal is going to set up. HIMS over Friday's high, we were going to do short of put spread. XLV breaking out. Breakout daily, weekly. These look, all these alarms of mine went off pre-market. SUI is a bull rectangle. So hey, David, compare SUI to the daily on Root, and you see they're both, this is bullish weekly, monthly also, but this one's a bull rectangle. So it's sloppy, but we're going to go into this with a partial lot with a much bigger stop. I forget what stop I gave. Under 131. Yeah, so I kind of gave it a big stop under the opening price of this bar for a longer term trade. Debit alarm just went off. Deep retracement. I don't know if that's an early alarm. NXPI alarm just went off. We got the put spread we tried doing on this bullish turn on Thursday, and that stopped us out, unfortunately, with the broader market being in a bad mood. All right, so I'm going to be inundated with alarms here. Package is not an official trade, but it's on my watch list. Making the turn at the 200 and the 20. I'll set a new alarm higher. How about 214.50? Q spiders coming in, so that's good. We're in no rush. I'm going to be focused on these patterns that are gapping over the entry. So let me type. All right, package, see my 214.50 alarm just went off already. I'm not chasing anything, but that could be a good 30-minute high. Garmin making the turn. Look at this WKC that Raul gave us. That's not bad at all. So Raul, if you're still listening, it's triggering right here in the first 5 minutes. Yeah, Tesla, we gave us a put spread, gapping over the entry. I still didn't get anywhere near all my alarms that are going off pre-market here. WKC, let me check earnings. SPGI is triggering clean. WKC 220. So that's past. Okay, yeah, let's buy 5-minute high. Stop yesterday's or Friday's on. I like waiting 5 minutes on Mondays. Well, every day actually. Well, gaps, I'd wait for a pullback myself, but the put spread would be okay. Fan alarm, we're already in it, but I was actually bidding for this pre-market, didn't get filled. All right, I guess let me go through alarms here. Harris. Harris is triggering. That was a 1, 2, 3. All right, SPGI was clean, Noble, clean. Microchip, I already said forget about it. CME, CME is a go. That looked clean. CSGP. I think I gave this. Oh, no, my bad. I'm looking at this like, what? What did I give this for? And oh, you all here, I didn't give you the post because the room wasn't open yet, but look at this. So our mitter, when I was going through opens pre-market, I'm like, what's going on, man? Where'd the mitter symbol wasn't there? So I tightened this up. Well, I looked it up to see what the history was. 74.48. ENW. NVIDIA. One of you all asked me about that last week. Over last week's highs, okay. PNW, it's run too much for me. I don't like the reward to risk. I think there's better. Our SPLV up alarm looks great. Man, I sold mine Friday at that morning strength. Shoot, I got out of that too early. Well, the market's not moving or good and bad, meaning they're climbos on the 15 and they're not retracing. But there's still no patterns. But I'm still in favor of the retracement scenario here. Yeah, Garmin. Yeah, we gave put spread, I believe. Or no. Garmin. No, I did not give it. All right, I just had an alarm. All right, I did not give it. But yeah, it looks good. Yeah, I like it. Let me put it in this bottom right window. It's not in a rush here. I think I might chill here until the 10 a.m. numbers, but obviously going through these one by one. All right, ATR. Okay, so this one, good. I will reset the alarm. So this is what I said pre-market. Hopefully a number of these will, retrace before the market open and then be clean hits or cues. Now some profit taking coming in. Amazon, Microsoft, Nvidia, all pulling in, Tesla. So told you I'm in no rush to do anything unless they are clean hits. Hava. What was the entry? 95.51. This was a put spread. All right, so now it's going to be a clean entry because the entry is 96.40. So good. Another one I can just reset the alarm. But the fact that it's selling off like this is showing relative weakness. But if it triggers, it's fine. I got naked puts. Check what those are. Yeah, I don't like the sell off here. I'm actually negative now. All right, better keep an eye on him. Tesla, I'm going to say this one's okay on a pullback. If you get filled. So that one, because it gapped over the entry. Charlie India. Yeah, there's a buy setup. That looks like something I would post. But I had so many, I forget. No, I don't see it in pending. But yeah. I still think we're going to get the retracement. Let's come back, maybe 30-minute high. Ed. I'm strong. It's around too much for me. AMT. And it is bullish. It is a continuation pattern. It's just this prior high. I don't know. All right, Roku was a put spread. AMW. So these all are gapping over the entries. So I'm going through them. MA was a clean hit. How it didn't hit yet. So MA, Apple. These are all a go. If you get the premium M chip, we got to cancel. Hymns, that's if filled, and then Google. If filled, okay. All right, those are all the weekly. All right, dunking. Gapped over. I said buy the $42 calls for 240. $42 calls. All right, so that looks like it got filled on the bounce. So that's a go. Dunking. Now Bitcoin's selling off here. SPGI. Yes, Duncan looks great. PKR. Wow. Yep. Yeah, I remember I had Aflac on my list. CM CME was clean hit 254, 41. Um, next was 121.71, so that didn't trigger, so it'll be clean if it does. Wow, microchip turned red after that monster gap up. Ugly. What got that thing moving pre-market? I have no idea. Eris over 32, so that triggered. Sui. All right, it did not trigger, so I'll reset this alarm. We're getting a retracement bias. IWM, the weakest, actually filled the gap already. Lost out of diamonds. ERJ. Shoot. Gapped over the entry. How much did it gap over it? The entry was over 48.40. The opening price. Oh, 48.40. So it actually triggered cleanly by a penny. Wow. All right, so this one we can move stop break even already. Nice. Let's give a first, third target. You know what? Let's just sell it for here. We're up $1.50 almost. BCL. All right, the entry was the little 1, 2, 3, but I'll leave it for now. GoDaddy. Gapped over. 86. BCT. Let's hold off on this one. This, it's kind of a mess. I'd like it better if it were put spread, but it's not. Or actually, did it hit cleanly? It was over 1037 open. Yeah, it did open. It did hit cleanly, so I got to post it. All right, so 1037 BCT. Yeah, then I said on the gap fill 36.46. So many more trades than I imagine getting filled today with the big gap up. Bucks. Is a short, hasn't triggered. ETR hasn't triggered. EIX, $50 puts. Crash alarm. Kind of a breakdown, but I don't know about the price wood. And then Burger King. Burger King. Let's wait for the, well, if the gap fills, let's say hold off on Burger King for now. WKC now, 5-minute high. All right, that did not trigger. Let's wait for a pullback to the $30 area. That's a climb on the 15. I'll, yeah, shoot, what's going against me? My naked put, but at least it didn't trigger for the advisory. Mags is still, we're still short that in the ETF letter. GBTC, let's move a 30-minute high now, 73.80. We only have a third lot left, but good thing we took profits. Belly and Noble 149.17. Things accelerating lower here. Oh, no rush. Yeah, fangs are coming in hard, all of them. Mhm. Yeah, I had an alarm on that go off earlier too. Let me look at it. I'm still way behind here. Hmm. Yeah, over high. I'll set a new alarm 2:13.